it's Emma, and today I'm coming at you with a video on how to set up a betta fish tank. And so if you just got out your first betta fish, or second or third betta fish, you come to the right place. I'm going to show you how to set up a betta fish tank. This is the betta that I have. I've went through 2 bettas, and they lasted for about a year, and they just finally flew up to heaven, and so I just now got a new one. And this is a crown tail betta. I've had a crown tail before, then I had a full tail. And he's just so sweet. When you go to pick out your betta, you probably know that it sounds weird, but fish lovers out there will understand where I'm coming from. You get these vibes from the fish that, oh yeah, that's the one. Especially when picking out betta fish, because they all have their own personalities, and you'll be able to connect with that fish. You know, it sounds weird, but... So the first thing I'm just going to talk about is run through the type of tank that you want to have. And if you already have a tank, then it's okay, but you just want to make sure, because, I mean, tanks for bettas aren't that expensive. I mean, they can go up to $20, but they're usually just like $10, $15, $5 even. I think this was a $10 tank because it has a base that's over there, and it lights up. So this was about a $10 tank. But this one I got for one of my previous bettas, and it's just a little roomy. There are people that say that, oh, bettas can live in the smallest places and be happy. But if you research it, you can actually find out that bettas are just extraordinary fish, and they love to explore and do things all day, and so they want to have enough room in their tank to explore all day. So if you have them cooped up in a little bitty spot, then that's going to make them depressed, and then it can go downhill from there, and that would be really sad, because bettas are joyful, and your life should be joyful, because they make your life joyful, and if your joy dies, then it dies. You want to get all plants and accessories for bettas, because if they're not for bettas, then something sharp on the object or something like that can hurt the betta fins and actually tear them. So you want to make sure that all the accessories, all the rocks and everything is especially for betta, or if it's not for betta, just make sure that the artificial leaves or whatever accessories, plants you put in there are smooth and they're not going to hurt your betta at all, because they're very sensitive fish and they can get hurt easily. One more thing before you fill your tank up with water, you're definitely going to have to buy a thermometer sticker. And this one's all torn up because I tried to transfer it from another tank and just peel it off. Well, that didn't work. It kind of messed up. So I'm hoping it'll work. If it doesn't, I'll just use my better judgment. I've been doing this for a while. So, but you're going to need this because betta's water always have to be at least 70 degrees. If it's 80 degrees or 60 degrees, 10 degrees above or lower, they will develop an itch causing a rash, and they will go up to heaven like mine did. But that's not the reason I went to heaven, just so you know. And then after you fill your tank with water, you're going to need some of this drippity drop stuff. It's a water conditioner, and as soon as you do your water at 70 degrees with the use of your thermometer, you're going to put some of this drippity drop water conditioner in there, and this just gets all the harmful particles out of your tap water or whatever water you're using. But if you don't want to buy drippity drop water conditioner, you can actually buy, there's bottles of actual betta fish water where it's already chlorinated and everything. Spring water, if you have spring water, that works fine. But if you don't have spring water and you don't actually buy betta fish water, I find it useful just to buy drippity drop stuff and use your tap water, and it should be good to go. Okay, so after you fill your tank up and put your drippity drop stuff in there, or whatever, make sure it's 70 degrees, like I said, we're going to take a net, and if you don't have a net, then go get a net, and we're just going to put them in the tank now. Come on, buddy. Some freak out, some don't. That's just their personality. It's really scared moving into a new home. So, go on out. Go on out. Alright, there he goes. So now he's in there. As you can see. One note, if you put your betta in the tank and he just seems like really lazy and like, I don't know, he's just not doing good, this is normal. Every time I've gotten a betta, they've always just kind of like stayed low in the tank and just kind of chilled out because of the fact they're just getting used to it. It'll take them a day and a couple of hours maybe just to get used to it, and they should just start flowing and swimming around. Make sure your water is 70 degrees and make sure your water is chlorinated, and you just put him in there, wait a day, and his full personality should explode because he's used to the water and everything. Okay, so that's basically it. Just make sure that the water is 70 degrees, all your plants are rinsed off, they're not going to be harmful to your fish, and that it's just a nice habitat for your fish, so they'll be all happy. And make sure your water's chlorinated, and if they're really mellowed out when you first put them in there, don't freak out. Just give them like a day or something for their personality to blossom, for them to get comfortable and start swimming around, and they should be good to go. So if you followed all these steps, then you're going to be really successful with your betta. You do need to change their tank, especially if it's just like a 1 gallon or a small tank. You need to change it at least once a week, and every time you change it, make sure to put those drippity drop chlorinated water stuff in there, because their water always has to be chlorinated, always has to be 70 degrees, and they always have to be happy, because if your betta fish is happy, you are happy, and everybody wants to be happy, right? So make your betta fish happy, and he will make you happy. So that's basically it. I hope that I've helped you set up your betta tank, or at least encourage you to get a betta, because they're really amazing. I mean, it sounds weird, but they'll be your bestest friends. So just make sure you get a betta that connects with you and that you feel like they'll be your bestest friend ever, because they're just awesome. So thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions about your betta when you first start your tank or anything, just comment, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my abilities. Or Google, do your research on bettas. I mean, they're incredible fish. You can even teach them tricks, and I might even send a video on that if you guys want me to. So until next time, just keep it fishy, rockin' fishy.